Drinkwater Podcast. Hope everyone has their water bottles.
Get them out. If you
Get some microplastics in you.
honestly, if you're watching the show right now, go get your water bottle out and
I'm sure it's
sit down.
closed. You got the tap there. Get some chemicals from the tap in your body as soon as possible. And we're back.
We're back, Drinkwater Podcast.
What day is it? It's the 15th of October 2022.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's kind of insane. I hate October because the year ends.
I love October. It's like in Australia especially. Summer's just beginning.
Oh, that's
We've got
true,
Halloween coming up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fun time. It's going to be hot every day.
Is it scary though? It probably is a person-to-person thing. I get scared that the year's ending and the year's gone.
Years don't
That's what I
exist.
hate.
It's a construct.
That's true. That's
It's just
very
one
true.
long day if you really think about it.
That's a great way to actually look at it. I have put so much into I want to achieve this much this year, and if I don't, I'm kind of like, I failed the year.
What was the plan? What are some of the achievements?
I guess just basic music releases.
Oh, really?
Yeah, real basic music releases that I had like a time frame for and didn't really hit it.
True.
That's the stuff that freaks me
Year's
out.
over. Give up now.
I know, I may as well give up.
You only have 3 months.
I've only got 3 months. I'm going to try to go very hard these 3 months though.
Easily.
But anyway,
No days off.
this is something that's new this year, the Drinkwater Podcast.
Drinkwater Podcast. We got the
Yeah.
podcast up and going finally. I've been wanting to do a
Finally.
podcast for years. I just never knew the proper setup, how I wanted to do it, who with,
Yes.
what it would be about, anything. I just knew.
Yeah, you knew there was going to be something that
I like to talk about politics. I watch a lot of political things,
conspiracy theory things.
media, pop culture.
And speaking of that, what is the big thing for this week's episode? I'm in the complete dark about this. I don't know what.
What
you
is
said
the
you
big
had,
thing?
You said you had.
Oh,
something
I just had
planned.
this interesting thought about Adam and Eve and the story there.
Okay, Adam and Eve. Yeah.
So I always had this perspective for a bit that the snake was the god and
Right.
God was the devil. Because the story, everyone probably knows it, but the apple was the tree from the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think that's symbolic that when they were ignorant before that, and when they had a bite from the apple, from the tree of knowledge, they got knowledge, and that's when they realized that they were naked, and that's when they were like, oh, I want to put clothes on now,
Interesting.
and that's when they left the garden.
They didn't have
Eden.
leaves. They didn't have leaves covering their privates.
They did in the cartoons, but they were
Okay.
completely naked.
They were completely naked.
They were wild.
I would like the idea of a Bible that just is all completely the same, but they just show Adam and Eve naked. That's the only difference. I thought that'd be like a silly, fun idea, and it's like called the Adults Bible, and that's all it
The
has.
exact same.
The exact
So
same.
it's a photographic Bible.
No, just still a drawing. But
I mean, not photographic, but yeah, it's got drawings in it.
yeah, drawings,
Right.
but just full nudity. I thought that'd be a funny
But I was
idea
thinking about it deeply and how actually incredible the story is.
of Adam and Eve.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this, so they're in the garden.
Yes.
So what I was thinking, that it's all metaphorical. So the garden is when we were one with nature.
Yes.
So we were harmoniously living within nature. Kind of how Indigenous Australians were for 80,000 years.
Yeah.
They were in the Garden of Eden.
Interesting.
They would harmoniously live just like all life on Earth does, harmoniously with nature.
You're kind of an animal.
You're an animal. You
Yeah.
live with nature.
Yes.
You need it. It needs you. You don't destroy it. You respect it.
Yeah.
It's an ecosystem. Everything works perfectly.
Yes.
Flows. But we were ignorant.
Mm.
We were animals. We didn't really know. So I don't know what the apple is or what that knowledge was.
Yeah.
Whether it was aliens, psychedelics, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Advanced, quick evolution of the human mind. But they had the bite from the apple, then they got that feeling that they were naked. And they left, and they went and put on clothes, and then they started farming.
Yeah.
And we took over the world. And we completely left nature
Right.
because of the knowledge
but that
we
was
had.
God. You're saying, that was the devil. Was the apple?
The devil convinced Eve to convince Adam to have a bite.
Yes.
So I used to think that it was the other way around, but now I've kind of gone back to, wow, that snake was the devil, because
Yeah.
look what we've done to the planet ever since we left the garden.
Interesting.
We've killed 70% of animals,
Yeah.
wiped out most of the rainforest in the world.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Gosh.
It's really scary. I think we need to go back to the garden. This is my new little thing. A little quote back to the garden.
Back to the garden. I do like that.
Yeah.
Do you think there are a lot of... I guess they do have nudist colonies.
I think it's beyond that. I think we're just so disconnected from nature
Right.
and what we are truly.
Yeah, yeah.
And there just needs to be more like, I don't know, like garden, like literal everyone should have a garden by law.
True. Because they have the
You
science
should know how to
grounding.
grow. Like poor people living in like with no natural light. All their plants are just dead.
Just like a family of 16 people living in like a 2-bedroom apartment and be like, okay,
where's your garden?
we're like,
It's not kept up. There's your fine.
it's like a knock on the door.
Some like millionaire has the most beautiful. Be like, we're gonna give you. Here's a bonus for that beautiful.
Gary, look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Just does the opposite.
I
Just
know.
makes us more corrupted evil.
I went to
So
Lawrence.
that's the thing. We're so far from the garden.
Yeah.
We can never go back.
Do you think it could be as simple as, let's say you live in a 2-bedroom apartment with 16 family members and you just go out into the forest every day?
Where's
Take
the
your shoes
forest?
There's always a forest somewhere nearby. Or even
How do you get
grass.
there?
Some sort of grass.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like a pavement, just touching grass.
It's just a silly idea I had. It's not actually going to happen.
They talk about grounding. That's a real big thing.
Yeah, being grounded.
Yeah.
Getting back to nature.
And that does a whole bunch of, I don't know, sends things through the body.
I just
that
find the idea of just that specific bit that they realized they were naked.
Yeah.
That just, I don't know, just that idea is just, I find that so profound.
Yeah.
That they had written this story as well. They knew what had happened. I
Right.
don't think obviously it's not the real story. Everything in the Bible's plagiarized pretty much from older civilizations.
Yes.
But like whoever originally wrote that story,
Kind
the
of got it.
philosophy that was put
Yeah.
into that is incredible. Blows your mind.
Interesting.
Even though they would have been so primitive back then compared to where we are now.
Yeah.
Possibly, who knows, they could have been.
The guy like finishes writing that. It's like, okay, we're good at beheading. What's that at 4? Oh, that's going to be pretty cool. Okay, I'll see you guys down there. And then us all go watch and like, oh, that's pretty cool. Anyway, where are we going off?
Would you go watch a man fight a lion if it was down there?
This is the Joe Rogan bit.
Is it?
It's like, hey, there's a dude fighting a lion down there. What? Yeah, there's a guy who's going to fight a lion down there.
Would you watch that?
Would I watch that?
I would watch that.
A man fight a lion, I guess, probably.
Yeah.
I'd probably watch it. It's a crazy thing because,
funny.
like, there's certain things. I think that even the idea of like desensitizing yourself to certain things and not desensitizing yourself to certain things exists. Like, I think most people, especially like people who are kind of very active, seem to be very down to watch like UFC. People who are doing like intense training, physical sports, all tend to be like, oh yeah, no, I'll watch 2 athletes fight each other,
Right.
for the physicality of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there's something there. That's something that probably brings us back to the garden. Because it's like it's quite primitive.
Oh, fighting, right.
Yeah, to watch like even if it was
It's
to
wild.
fight a lion
It's the
or to
wild.
fight it. Yeah, yeah.
You don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
It's soul versus soul in this epic battle.
Yes. There's
Yeah.
something so human about it. You're fighting for survival. You're
Yeah.
fighting for existence.
It could be a metaphor for life within
Yeah.
itself, the great fight.
What if, in order to be like what prime minister or president in different countries, you had to fight? There was an element of a fight.
Oh, right,
You
right.
had to get people behind you, but at the end, like also one of the requirements, at the end of the day, you have to fight.
The
the
two
other
guys
party.
have to fight,
You
and
have
that's
to fight
where the
at
final
end.
decision actually
Or
happens.
man and woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There has
Crazy.
to be a fight. There has to be a pure
fist
fight.
fight.
There has to be a pure fist fight.
So we're going way back.
Yeah.
Like, screw the debates and policies and all of that. We want to see who is a better fist fighter at the end of the day. That's who I want in charge of my country.
I just think about one of the funniest jokes. Shane Gillis had a joke about like presidents being assassinated and the idea you could assassinate Joe Biden with a punch to the stomach. It's like Joe Biden was assassinated.
I'm sure you could assassinate Donald Trump with a punch.
Oh, there you go. What's going on there? He just dies.
A guy, one of the guys who's like second to Tesla, who has the AI driving cars.
Yeah.
He had a good quote that was like, all presidents should be able to write basic code.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me that
Yeah.
one. That's great.
If they
Yeah.
can't write basic Viper, I don't think he should be a president, obviously. Which is kind of true because even what's happening with Optus in Australia,
Yeah.
they like got hacked by Lord knows who, probably a 14-year-old kid playing Fortnite in his spare time.
Yeah.
And it's this new world where we have all these old people
Yes.
who are institutionalized into power,
Yeah.
who are very uneducated with modern day technology, but they're in control of modern day technology and the security behind it.
Interesting.
And these little kids and these people who are so advanced
Yeah.
can just hack into the systems, and these old people have no idea what to do and how to stop it.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it's kind of like the Zoom thing and Zoom bombers, where we're in this weird kind of phase that we haven't really caught up yet.
We
And
have
it's
to change
kind
things
of
a little bit.
terrifying.
Yeah. We have to have people who are more with it.
I think it's
Being the
because
leaders.
data is also centralized.
Yeah.
Like all these multi-billion-dollar companies have our IDs, our passwords, our email addresses. You can't sign up without it.
Yeah.
You have to have a phone in society to have a job, do anything.
Yes.
So it's a utility now. It's not a luxury.
true.
It's not
Yes,
luxury
true.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a utility which you have to fork over all your data to these billion-dollar companies that have no real alliance to Australia or
Yes.
the law.
Yeah.
And then they just lose all our data and they're like, oh, whoops, sorry.
Interesting.
And just how it's so centralized, I think will change very soon.
You mean like you're gonna have to have more people getting on top of what's going on, or
I don't
to protect?
I
the
thought about it
country,
so long, like, I don't even know how a fix could really happen.
Right.
I think just computers are so scary, the levels there are.
Right.
Like, when you research into hackers, it terrifies me. Like, some of the best hackers hacked into America's nuclear programs and wrote, like, lol, get a better system.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a joke. It's like these little nerds in their room can hack in and get access to bombs that can wipe off us off the face of the earth, who we've entrusted into this, like, government.
Yeah.
Who we give all our money to. Some just little nerd can just hack in.
Because I guess
Just like that, world's over.
I don't know anything about coding, but is it as simple as like this kid found a different pathway, and that's all it takes to get around 1 million ways of stopping this pathway?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And it's just this never-ending mathematical equation that if you find the right code, you
Yeah.
just get in.
Gosh,
It's terrifying.
I can't even. How about we just get rid of computers?
I know.
That could be good.
I had an idea for a new phone. All you can do is have an email, send, call, text, banking. That's it.
Right.
Nothing else you can do on it.
I think that's really good.
An
for
iPhone
people
can do
as
that.
well.
You can have 4 apps on it.
Yeah.
So you can already do that. But there's no way you can download anything else.
I think there's a lot
And
of
it's
people
super
who-
simple. There's just the 4 pathways.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
either click, and it's kind of for old people, and you just want this simplistic thing. It's like email, text,
Yeah.
call, banking.
I think there's a lot of people who do have their phones set up that way.
Yeah.
And I think older people as well.
I think a lot of older people, sadly, like I work for a telco company,
Yes.
and I get all these old people, and it's like sad, it's scary. It's
Really?
like, I don't know how you're going to make it. They don't have emails, and they don't know how to use emails.
True.
And I'm like, do you have like kids or someone that can help you? And they're like, no. I was like, well, maybe just...
Yeah, maybe you're done.
You're kind of done.
Yeah. You've gotten too old.
Yeah, you've really gotten too old and you haven't kept up.
It's gonna happen with
I'm going to have
me.
to end this
Yeah.
call, and you're probably not going to have a phone on service. I'm very sorry about this. I don't really know what else to say. We're not going to come and teach you how to use an email.
Gosh.
If you have no family, we can't really do anything for you.
Can they get it? Can people...
So that's where my
Yeah.
phone comes in.
Mm.
It's for these people. So you push the button, done. See that button that says email? Yeah, push that. Put your fingerprint there.
Do you think there's a
You
lot
have
of
an email
people
address
who
now.
are living in that situation where they have no family and they have no way of kind of keeping up with
There
society?
are people.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. But
Right.
it's definitely...
Because that's just like a terrifying idea of like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I
it's
have
sad.
no family,
It's
my
really
partner
sad.
died, I have no kids.
These old people, no one cares about them. There's no,
Yeah.
like, programs that really help them. Who are searching them out.
What happens though, they weren't living by the code of going back to the garden. They weren't procreating. They weren't kind of doing this or doing that. Do you know what I mean? They didn't build a community around
That is, yeah, the sad thing.
They just took made some wrong moves.
Yeah.
Because I think the whole idea of going back and being more like an animal is having a community.
Yeah.
Having a community around you, even if it's not necessarily like a partner or kids, having some sense of community. That's where the church comes in. So the church is kind of there. You have the old guy then he talks to someone at the church. He'd be like, I need to figure out what an email is. I've got no idea. And it's like, Gary, I'm coming around. I'm going around to your
That
place.
could be a good little business venture.
What do you mean?
Teaching old people technology.
Interesting.
And setting up iPhones or whatever
Interesting.
phone with like super simplistic apps that just have everything.
Yeah. You could just have like classes, I guess.
But they're all going to be dead soon, and then you're going to be like, well, where's our customers? We had a good run, I guess.
But what it would be is like they're
the
on their
new
way
gen
out.
aren't going to be like that.
But there's always going to be old people who don't know what's going on.
I guess with the new tech, so you got to just keep. Yeah, true.
You just have
You
like
just have the new technology upgrade to teach
Yeah.
the new old people the new technology.
Are you talking about like just courses or classes?
Yeah, like a course class. I'm sure they
Yeah.
already have them.
I think it should be more advertised, especially on.
It should be more of a necessity as well for celebrities.
Of course.
Elderly people, they should almost be prioritized to be almost like school. There should be like an elderly school. I think they'd like it. A community. Old people back to school.
You're
Yeah,
back
I know
to
you're at back to school. You thought you could retire. You're actually coming back.
Their like best friend goes to sit down. They pull the chair. The friend dies. So yeah.
Every day someone has a heart attack.
So yeah, we can't do the things.
Paramedics on call. But I guess he won't be doing his speech today. You're up next.
Like, where's Jeffrey? Oh, he died playing handball. Yeah. It'd be cool.
Well, who's going to replace who's going to be the new handball? It would be cool.
It'd be great, like an old people's school.
Yeah.
It's like you
Like
enter
a
the world
home that
school.
they all go to like retire slash...
No, but purely
I know.
yeah. But like instead of relaxing, you'll
And they have to
learn-
wear a uniform.
Yeah, I like the idea of the uniform, the same uniform. They have uniform checks.
Conform.
Yeah. They literally have
Conform
uniform
them
checks.
once again.
It'll be like you have to have your top button done up. It's like I really can't breathe.
It's
I
like the
have
private
asthma.
schools where the real rich old people, it's like the public schools where there's like all the bad old people are there.
They have like muck up day.
Yeah.
Throw like Metamucil all over the stairs. I like that idea. I like the idea of an old people school.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes
Would
back.
you want to go to a school in your elderly age?
I think I would. Because I'm also from the generation. I think our generation's really big on nostalgia.
Yeah.
More than any other time probably in history.
Yeah.
So many things lean on nostalgia and remember this, remember that, remember this. If we said to our grandparents like, hey, do you remember kind of being in school? Wasn't that really cool? And be like, oh, it was a thing.
You got whipped.
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
rod.
that's true. Maybe this was the best generation.
Yeah.
There was kind of Nickelodeon, Disney, Video Easy, and it was so much fun. And the idea of going back to that is...
We definitely lived in a cool generation that we got to see the complete change over to
Yes.
technology.
Yes.
From no phone to your home phone to then the mobile.
Yeah. It was even
But I guess the next generation is going to see the next thing to the Neuralink, so who knows? Every generation could just say that.
You could say that, but I always think that. It's like, could every generation say that, or is there a specific generation that actually did have the best
I
upbringing?
guess I'm not saying best upbringing, but we definitely saw and got to experience both no technology
Yes.
being needed or really available to technology everywhere and being
Yes.
a compulsory in
Completely.
society.
And it's a rare place.
Yeah.
Like
I remember the day
progression.
kind of like Facebook started going on
Yeah, I remember it
Farmville.
as
I
well.
feel we've spoken about this 4 times already, but we're back.
I don't know if we have. I don't know if we talked about the day Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, and actually getting on. I remember setting up a fake Facebook account
Wow.
because it was only for people who were older
Yeah.
initially, and I thought it was just.
I
a
just
funny
remember playing
thing to have.
Farmville.
Farmville was so good.
Yeah.
Do you think that goes back to living in the garden? There's something so primal about why was
farming
Farmville
again?
Why was Farmville so good? Oh, because what happened? You got back and your crops were like done.
And you play with your friends.
Yeah, and you'd literally be like, you'd come home from school and you just see all these flowers and you're like, wow.
You're like fresh.
Yeah, the fruits of my labor.
You're like, bro, come see my garden.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look what I've done. Look at these zeros and ones on the screen representing my garden.
But do you know what happens? It's like the nostalgia thing. If Farmville came back,
Wow.
this might
No
be...
one would play it all.
Everyone's
Be
like...
the greatest, worst business in history.
Or would it? Or do you think everyone would get on? It'd be like a Pokemon Go thing.
Who knows?
Pokemon Go was great. Got
I
people
never
outside.
played it.
I never played it either. But apparently everyone did.
Looked fun.
Looked Yeah.
Cops would be chasing Pokemon before they chase.
Yeah, that's right. That was
It's
one of the
hilarious.
that was one of the weirdest. We've literally hit 20 minutes, which
Yeah,
goes
we're dropping our-
Yeah, we're dropping the times a little bit.
Because we're on Are You Ready to Rumble
Yeah.
for our long version.
If you want to go to our long version, we're just doing quick ones now.
If
Yeah.
you've got less of a TikTok brain and you want a bit more of a
Yeah, if you want to kind of
long
sit down,
conversation.
yeah, we're keeping a little bit more TikTok-y, a little bit more on the one topic. Garden
Yeah.
of Eden, we've left it.
YouTubian.
Yeah.
I'm loving that word now.
YouTubian.
Yeah.
What in reference to?
Language.
Oh, YouTubian sort of brain. compared to-
YouTubian. How can
in
you
terms
say
of
it?
TikTok.
YouTubian language.
YouTubian
You're
language.
speaking very YouTubian right now.
And what does that mean?
It means
Oh, true. Like,
careful.
yes. We're speaking... Yeah. I like that idea. You're YouTubian right now.
Yeah.
This is our YouTubian conversation. We watch what we're saying to a T.
Not to a T.
Pretty much.
I'll say to more of a to an M.
There we go.
There we go. I think that's where we wrap.
I
this.
think that's where we wrap, everyone.
We're gonna have a guest next week.
Are we?
Yeah.
Really?
Celebrity. You'll see.
Looking forward to that.
Drink
Anyway,
Water podcast. Do your clap.
peace out, everyone.